And we're live, Mitchell.
We're going.
Well, we're not really live. We're live right now, but when it goes onto Podland, it's not live.
It's not live.
And I'm drinking water out of the jug, the Italian Passata jug that Mitch had here. So,
and in solidarity, I'm drinking Coronas.
Yeah.
Because the coronavirus is real.
Cheers. So yeah, it's been happening.
Well, we're at my house.
We are at your house.
Changing it up.
Yeah, down by the beach. It's nice. Actually, as I drove in, I drove down to the foreshore and turned around and came back this way. And I was like, oh, yeah, I don't know.
Did you actually get out and walk down to the
No.
water? Did you have a look?
No, don't be silly.
Okay, just sat in the car and looked,
just
sat
drove
in the car
down
and looked at trees.
Just drove down and went, oh, yep, and turned around and came back. So,
nice, mate.
Make sure
nice.
everything's recording. Everything seems like it's recording.
We
Good.
going?
Yeah, we are.
Good. That's good podcasting to just check. We need a producer.
No, we don't.
I'd like one. Just to yell at.
I'd like a Jamie.
Yeah, give us a Jamie.
We need to pull that up, thanks, Jamie.
Yeah.
Guy from my work, he'd be perfect for it because he's funny and he's quick with that sort of stuff, but it's too hard to coordinate a third person. It's hard enough for me and you to get together to do podcasts,
really
let alone
hard
to coordinate a third person. So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been happening besides the world collapsing.
I started a new job.
Oh really?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Same company, but I'm now a mechanic, and now I've got a
good
work car, and
saw the new rig
yeah,
out there.
it's alright.
Yeah.
I tyre shined everything, even the chassis rails and everything, so it looks really shiny.
Yeah. No, it's good.
It's important to tyre shine the chassis rail.
Yeah, it's called chassis rail shine. I'm not sure if you read the can properly, so yeah. But, yeah, other than new job, been riding or anything, or?
I rode I rode BMX the other week at Ballarat Trails, which is pretty fun, and then I rode moto the last weekend, I think.
Yeah.
Which was alright. Yeah, not so bad.
I rode nothing.
You still didn't ride?
No, I didn't end up riding.
You started your bike though.
I got my bike out and got it ready to ride, so it's ready to ride. But because two of the guys at my work have just got dirt bikes and that sort of stuff, so I've got all amped up to go ride and that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
I'm hanging for that. Be good. I'm really looking forward to get back on the bike.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, be awesome. Yeah, so coronavirus.
Yeah,
whole world's falling apart.
Well, apparently, I don't know. It's just the flu, isn't it?
Not really. It's not really just the flu. It's actually
feels like just the flu.
Well, the normal flu that goes around has a death toll of like 0.1%.
Yeah.
But this one has a death toll of 2%. So it's like 20 times. 20 times? Yeah, 20 times
more
worse.
fluish.
Yeah, 20 times more
thicker of flu.
More likely to kill people of like our parents' generation. So.
Yeah, but fuck, I mean, something's got to get them. Doesn't it?
Yeah, it's good for the economy.
It's good for
the
Well, it's not good for the economy. I checked my because I'm an idiot. I got into Bitcoin freaking. Oh, I'm so dumb. Dude.
Yeah,
and it's hard. It's hard.
Bitcoin once the horse had bolted.
No. I got into it like before the horse had bolted, and it went up, and I was like, I am rolling.
Yeah.
And then it collapsed, and I'm going down with the ship. So now I'm just like, just whatever. I just watch it just go up and down and make me cry and make me happy, but I've never sold it. So.
Yeah. Well, I think it's I don't know, because I'm a nerd and I like reading about things and that sort of stuff. I've been reading a bit about it, and I was listening to a dude. I just started listening to an episode of Joe Rogan that's got Michael Osterholm, I think his name
about the virus.
He's talking about it a lot.
Yeah.
And I listened to about half the episode on the way here, and I got all twitchy. So I was just like, I don't know, it's interesting. He's just talking about how.
What is it? Because I haven't heard that.
All right. Well, what it is. Because you got your normal flu virus that goes around each year, like when people get the actual flu. A lot of people say they get the flu when they've got a cold, but then there's the actual flu that kicks you in the arse.
Yeah.
And flu viruses mutate each year. So when you get a vaccine against the flu for 1 year, it's basically like doctors have worked on.
It's like the flu for the 2019 model.
Yeah,
2020 comes out with new
bold new graphics update. Yeah,
comes out with like new mods and maybe new head design.
Flu comes out B&G update, but this is like a flu that's had show A kit put on it basically.
Oh, so it's like a factory flu.
It's a factory flu.
It's like a factory edition.
It's factory edition.
It's like when KTM brings out the factory edition.
Exactly right.
Same thing.
It's like, what's that version of the CRF that...
the CRF-WE.
Yeah,
Works Edition.
Yeah, Works Edition. Yeah, it's the Works Edition flu.
It's got Ken Roxon graphics on it. It's got a 94 on it.
Ken Roxon coronavirus. But, so it's a different sort of flu, and they reckon it came from bats originally.
Yeah, because Chinese people were having bat soup.
I think that's just memes that get passed around. I don't think...
That's where I get my news from. I don't,
all your news comes from memes.
You know why I don't watch the news? Because I was in America at a sandwich shop,
Yeah.
and I was watching something about Iran,
Yeah.
and they had like the guy in Iran, the bad guy in Iran, on the thing, and they were talking about him, and they had him in slow motion, so he looks extra evil, and I'm like, I can't trust anything that you guys do, because you make the Iranian guy look extra evil because you put him in slow motion.
Well,
imagine that. Imagine being that, like,
yeah,
tyrannical that you just decide to make the bad guy in slow motion so he looks extra evil.
He's actually part sloth, and it wasn't in slow motion, it just shows him moving slow. But, yeah, so with the stupid coronavirus thing, it's a different sort of flu, but it's a virus. So what's funny is everyone's buying antibacterial soaps and sprays and that sort of stuff. It's like, it's not a bacteria, it's a virus. That shit won't do anything. Like,
so washing your hands and stuff doesn't do...
Washing your hands does, but people go, I'm getting antibacterial this, and I'm spraying Glen 20 in my ass, and all these things. It doesn't do anything with it.
Spraying Glen 20 in your ass is only for fun.
Yeah, exactly.
It's literally...
That's if you really want to light your farts and really impress people. But, like, washing your hands is good because it gets the virus off you. But, like, because I've been reading a lot about it, instead of watching the news, I'm just sort of reading a lot about it. And I've always liked,
what do you mean? How are you going to be in a state of hysteria if you can't watch the news?
It's funny, I said to Hayley earlier today, I said, I don't even know how to watch the news now. Like, I don't know how.
It's pretty much like an entertainment show.
Well, we don't have an antenna, an aerial for our TV.
Oh.
Because we have Netflix and Stan and YouTube and Apple TV and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And I said to Hayley, I go, I don't know how to watch the news. It's just...
That's so good. That's such a good problem to have.
So you can Google it, of course, and that sort of stuff. But I've just been looking up things to do with viruses and all sort of stuff. And I don't know. There's a lot of people out there who know a lot more about this stuff than me that would have spoken about it on podcasts. But I look at it, I'm like, we're probably all eventually gonna get it. But what the problem is, the more people that get it, spread out over time, means it can go through different mutations. And as it goes through different mutations, at the moment the death toll is about 2% for people that are getting it. But it might mutate and the death toll might be 5%, it might be 10%, it might be 99%. Like, you don't know. And like I've made Hayley really paranoid lately because I'm always
That's really good of you to do that.
Well, it's not intentional, but I've always ranted to her the whole time we've been together, saying that what will wipe out people, because she gets worried about wars and things like that. Wars aren't going to kill off humans. That's just dumb. It might kill off half the humans, the half that didn't shoot the missiles. But, like I said, all it'll take is like some weird virus to mutate and wipe us all out. There might be some sort of thing that wipes us all out. So she's all paranoid, think it's end of days and that sort of stuff.
Zombie apocalypse.
Like we're sitting there with our 3 kids, looking at the 3 kids, and she's probably just picturing them all dying. And
you guys might last till 15, maybe.
Exactly. But like at the moment, it's only old people that are dying from it, and that's stuff. But as I said, that's the thing that gets worrying is if it mutates. And,
it gets younger.
Yeah. But other than coronavirus, I've had a really sore ass. My stupid...
Have you had... the problem is you fist it.
The side, though. So,
side. Like maybe a hip, maybe.
I don't know how to do it properly.
Maybe you should have said hip.
But it's above my arse cheek and below. And I went to the doctor and he reckons I've got sciatica, which is really awesome.
Yeah, it sounds a little bit like cicada, but it's completely different.
It's slightly different to cicada.
Yeah.
It's slightly different. But, so other than that, other than all this...
It just makes a really annoying noise at night time, like at dusk.
It does this stupid noise. And if you get a heap of my arse cheeks together, they act like locusts. So that's...
It's always splattering on people's windscreens.
Exactly. But, so I've been, like, limping around like an idiot, and I've worked out the only thing that makes it better is if Hayley massages it. So every night I'm being annoyed asking her to massage my ass, and she goes, it sounds so bad. She goes, it's your lower back and then also the back of your thigh that needs massage. So I massage my ass. And so I've just been sooking about that lately. But it could be worse. I could have coronavirus.
Yeah, well that's right. I mean, fuck, what's that, a week and then you're good? It's really nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
But crazy thing about Corona, they're cancelling, like the NBA is cancelled.
Everything's cancelled, yeah.
Major League Baseball's cancelled. Supercross is cancelled. Formula One's cancelled.
MotoGP's cancelled and that sort of stuff. Like,
it's kind of unprecedented, really. It's not. There's never really been anything that's fully cancelled.
Yeah, they cancelled the. I think it was the PGA Masters, like the golf and that stuff.
Don't cancel me golf.
But it's the first time it's been cancelled since World War II or something like that.
Yeah.
And
it's crazy, isn't it?
yeah, they're closing, like Donald Trump's talking about closing the borders to America and things like that, and all these things.
I back him. I mean, that's probably a good decision.
I think it's going to be interesting. Like,
I think might be only at the start as well. Like,
part of me is worried, but another part of me is like, let's see what happens. So I'm not going to lie, and I know a lot of people are probably the same. I'm genuinely like,
it's fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm genuinely like, let's see what happens. Like, let's get this party started.
I think that like in countries like Australia and America and your first world, I guess you'd call it, but it's not a problem. But if it spreads through like Indonesia or
all the third world countries, like if you we're fine because we can sit here drinking water out of a tomato paste jar and
Coronas. Which why the fuck has Corona sales dropped as well?
Because people are stupid.
This episode is brought to you by our friends at Corona.
Yeah, exactly.
Corona Extra, Cerveza, Less Cerveza, Más Fina.
It's
Mexican for beer.
Let's just start saying...
And I can't recommend... I actually have to
podcast is sponsored by Corona.
I make sure... I normally drink like low-carb beer, but I've made sure since this coronavirus stuff has gone, I always fucking buy Corona because those guys are getting fucked.
Yeah, like... That's
and it's COVID, isn't it?
COVID, yeah.
Why the fuck don't we just call it COVID-19?
Because it was originally called coronavirus. Yeah, a lot of viruses are coronaviruses. SARS was a coronavirus too.
Really?
A coronavirus is a type of virus. It's virus with a layer of fat around it.
Wait.
Yeah.
Why the fuck did Corona call Corona?
Corona means, I think it's something to do with like a layer around the outside. Because, the
like
sun,
a layer of glass.
The sun has a corona. Like if you look at the sun through sunglasses, you can see the ball and you see the flame stuff on the outside. That's called a corona, I'm pretty sure. I think a corona is a term for something around the outside. I think that might be the evolution where the word crown comes from.
Really?
I don't have a look.
Well, there is a crown on the Corona bottle.
Oh, well, there you go.
Maybe it's Mexican for crown.
Yeah, corona is in all the Latin languages. I think in Italian corona is like crown as well. So, there you go.
Well,
Crownies. Maybe...
Spewing.
Do they... I don't drink beer, of course. Do they taste anything like crownies?
You know what, man?
What?
I don't think they do.
Oh.
I think crownies taste a bit like... I don't know. I think they're okay. I don't know. Not like
licking a Blundstone or something.
Yeah, it's not like... doesn't taste like the inside of a cow's mouth.
Well, what were we talking about before I got sidetracked there?
Coronavirus?
But before...
What'll happen?
Yeah. I am intrigued to see what'll happen.
Like, but I don't see a time in which I'll ever get it.
Part of me is hoping we get quarantined. I can work from home for my job for the most part anyway, if need be. But obviously it's not good for business or anything like that. But I can work from home. But then I'm like, it'd be interesting to get quarantined and spend a couple of weeks around the house. Like,
I've got shit to do.
Like, obviously it'd suck to get quarantined if you're sick and you're laying there and all your muscles and joints are sore and you're sooking.
But if you're healthy and you're quarantined, it's not a bad gig.
Exactly.
And what's the go?
We'll have to work out
problem
Skype
is with this as well.
You get podcast.
The problem with it as well is that it's like a 10-day incubation thing. So you get it and then 10 days.
I don't know if it's 10 days. I think it was a couple of days.
Is it?
Yeah, but I think most people that are healthy get over it. Oh, that's what we're talking about. Third world countries and that sort of stuff. So it's easy for us because we've got access to like good hygiene and you can shower every day and that sort of stuff. But if you're in a country where you haven't had a clean glass of water for 10 years and things like that, well, it's true. There's a lot of countries where people just...
I shouldn't laugh at that.
A lot of people just don't get that stuff. Yeah. A lot of people are like, I got a sore throat, I guess I'll die. Like, instead of...
I guess I'll die.
Yeah, instead of actually getting better.
Yeah.
Like, for a lot of people, that's... In a lot of countries, that's what happens. So, if they cop it...
Like a vitamin C multivitamin's fucking unheard of.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And, I don't know, it's just... That's pretty crazy, especially because, again, putting a selfish spin on it, then it goes through a heap of different mutations as it gets passed around a lot and that sort of stuff. And what if it evolves into one of those 99% fatal viruses? Like, I don't know, and it's funny because you get all these idiot anti-vaxxers and that sort of stuff, people who don't vaccinate. And the problem with not vaccinating isn't like... my kids go to a normal school where you have to be immunised to go there. But there's some idiot trendy schools in Brunswick and that sort of stuff where you don't have to immunise your kids. So the problem is, if someone went to my kids' school and they weren't immunised, my kids are immunised against like the measles, mumps and rubella viruses and things like that. So they won't get it. But what happens is, all these people who aren't immunised, if their kids do get these things, it mutates and goes through different strains. And if that happens enough, even the people who are immunised can end up getting it because it's changed.
Yeah, because it goes to a factory edition.
Yeah, exactly. It works.
Back to where we started.
That Showa A kid, like, just
flops into that kid and
exactly. Soaks up the bumps right into my child's immune system. But I don't know. That's the thing that gets scary about it. And with coronavirus, there isn't a vaccine yet. So
well, there is. They just haven't released it.
Yeah, exactly. They just keep it for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, they're just waiting for it till it's worth enough money, and then they're like, oh, yeah.
But that's the thing, because it's this guy who was on Rogan. Like, I've listened to like half the episode. Actually, when I pulled in your driveway, I waited out there for like a minute or two because I was listening to a bit more of it before I came in. I'm sort of hanging to leave, mostly because you stink, but also so I can just go listen to the rest of it.
Yeah, well, as soon as you stink, I'm finishing... as soon as you leave, I'm finishing that race.
As soon as I stink. But, yeah, so, I don't know, I look at it and I'm like, this guy was talking about... sorry, I was about to say nothing, but what I was going to say, the guy who was talking about it, he said it's been doubling its infection rate every 4 days. So when it started in Wuhan province in China... say it's 2 people, then 4 days later it's 4 people, then 4 days later it's 8 people. And, you know, it's like things like that multiply exponentially, like
yes.
8, like 16, 32, 64. And then, as he said, he goes, you might have it in worldwide, it might be 100,000, then 4 days later it's 200,000, and then 400,000, unless people do something to mitigate the spread. So, I don't know. As I said, part of me is like, oh, it's scary. Oh, I've got 3 kids to worry about. Other part of me is like, see how this plays out.
Yeah, I mean, it can't get that bad. It'll be fine.
Like my 93-year-old granddad, I feel like he's probably screwed.
If he gets it. What's the thing? Like, who does he see? Goes and gets the paper, maybe.
The annoying thing is, he goes shopping pretty much every day. And because he doesn't speak much English, he'll... my dad will...
get close to people's faces.
Yeah. What Italians do when they can't communicate with English people
is they get real close.
They just lick the inside of their mouths, and that's how they communicate with other people. You know,
they do the kiss on each cheek and then the licking of the mouth.
Just the kiss on each cheek and the inside the mouth. So if he goes into town and he's licking the inside of the mouth of the greengrocer and that sort of stuff, like,
yeah,
and he starts getting sick, he'll just go, "Oh, I'm sick," and he lived through World War II and lived through other things and that sort of stuff. He's just used to being stubborn and tough, and then coronavirus will just kill him. Oh
well.
See you, Granddad.
So what happens? You get pneumonia? Is that right?
Well, you can get pneumonia. It just screws everything. You get pneumonia, you get sore body, like the normal flu.
You get a sore body.
A sore body.
To death.
You get
sore body to death.
To death. You get so sore that it kills you. But I don't know much about what they... Yeah, that's one thing I haven't read about much, is what actually happens once you get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I imagine you just feel like absolute crap for a while.
Until you die.
Like, I think the symptoms would be very similar to the normal flu. Like, you would have had the actual proper flu.
I don't think I have.
Oh, really?
I don't think I've ever had any flu.
I think I had it
I've had a cold once.
I think I had it once a few years ago, to the extent where... Because the flu's more... You know, when you get sick sometimes and you feel like you've had a massive motor crash. You get like that. Like when you get...
No, I've never had achy soreness, achy sickness.
That's right.
I've never been so sick that I've gone, oh, my back hurts.
I've had it once a few years ago, like quite a while ago, where you just lay there and you just feel like everything's just locked up. And
what? Like you're seized?
Yeah, you just run low on oil. So all your joints swell up and you just get really sore. So I imagine it'd be a similar thing to that. So. Well, hopefully at least one of us has got coronavirus and then we can do another podcast.
I can't wait to get
it. Just laying there looking. So the thing is, realistically...
Wouldn't it be ironic if Corona, the beer, was like the antidote to it?
Have you seen...
How ironic would that be?
There's a lot of people passing around... I think it probably started as a meme, but passing around the rumour that cocaine cures you of coronavirus.
Oh, that's only a rumour?
Yeah. It's only a rumour, unfortunately. There's two...
Well, I might go to bed tonight.
There's 2 things going around. People saying that doing cocaine cures coronavirus, and people saying that if you get coronavirus, if you drink bleach, it's better for you.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that one.
People are awesome. That's like the free bleeding thing that 4chan did.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Like, it just started as a joke, and then people start actually
They just
doing
started
it.
going
Yeah.
crazy.
God, maybe coronavirus.
Does coronavirus make you shit?
Nah.
So why the fuck is everyone getting toilet paper as well? What's going on with that?
I had a conversation.
You're an expert on this subject, compared to what I am. You're an expert, so you're
There's
like
a big difference between being an expert when the baseline is someone who's a complete retard. So, by comparison, I guess I'm an expert at the moment.
you're a dick. You're a dick, and that's it.
Yeah, but the toilet paper thing, I find it so funny because Woolworths said a thing on the radio the other day that I think they've sold a year's worth of toilet paper in 3 weeks, and that's something. I'm like, I don't know why.
I feel like that was a joke. I feel like maybe someone started that as a joke, like they bought, and then it's just gone
I think
crazy.
what it is, if people get quarantined for a couple of weeks or a few weeks, or whatever, people don't want to be without toilet paper. I'm like, I'll just shit in the shower. And I said to Hayley that I'd do that, and she goes, "You realise if you run out of toilet paper, you can still use the toilet." And I said, "No."
No,
Because I'd stuffed up, and I just had thought I'll just crap in the shower, but then I didn't even think of the fact that the toilet will still work. You just wouldn't be able to wipe. So then I started asking her preference. If I crap in the shower, do I pick it up and throw it into the toilet to flush it, or do I stomp it down the plug hole? And she goes, just use the toilet. But then I was talking with the kids and talking about crapping in the shower, and we decided that the stomp down the plug hole is probably a better idea.
Yeah, I mean, you can probably get the grate out.
Where's the fun in that? Oh, what was the term for it? Guy at my work said a good term for stomping it down the plug hole. What was the word? It was like... I need to message him.
Tenderizing or something.
I won't message him because he didn't reply to my other message earlier, so he's useless. He called it something. It wasn't like extruding. It was...
Sieving?
Nah, it wasn't. It was...
Like that, though?
Nah, it actually... It worked really well when he said it. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, but yeah, so you can still use toilet. But anyway, the toilet paper panic. I think people are thinking, oh, if I can't go to the shops for a few weeks, what if we run out of toilet paper? And all these people are doing this, but not actually stocking up on things that matter, like frozen foods and that sort of stuff. Like
Water.
Well, there's no need to stock up on water because there's plenty of water in the tap.
Oh, yeah. Water,
Water still works. This is the funny thing with this big panic that everyone's had. It's not like it's an earthquake or a hurricane where basic services stop or anything. It's just...
Everything runs normal.
You're in your house. Like, if you can be in your house for 12 hours or 24 hours, you should be able to be in your house for a couple of weeks. Like, I can understand people get low on food and things like that.
You can also riot. Like, people haven't thought about the rioting.
Exactly.
Like, you can easily riot and loot and get what you need.
That's very true. I didn't even think of that.
People forgot about rioting and looting. Like, I'm not... That's why
My car out there weighs like 2.5 ton. If I hit the front doors of Aldi pretty hard in that...
You're in.
Yeah, I mean...
As much toilet paper as you
way
want.
better than a key.
And you can get into the warehouse. You drive around the back, hit the back
Exactly,
door.
yeah. And,
Shit's already on a pallet. You could probably use that forklift.
Exactly. This is what I was saying to Hayley. I'm like, at any given moment in our house,
No one's in security. They're all on lockdown.
Yeah, we've probably got enough
Loot.
food to last a couple of weeks. You might run out of bread after a couple of days and milk after 4 or 5 days or whatever.
Neither of which should I eat.
Yeah, it's because you're an idiot. But
Genius.
realistically, like, if you started, like, say they put over an announcement and say everyone's on quarantine, lockdown now. If we see you out of your house, we're going to shoot you. You could.
Who's who's shooting you?
That's what they're doing in China.
Really?
Well, I reckon they are. Have you seen those videos from the drone footage of people in China? They've got.
I don't watch drone footage of people in China.
It got sent to me a while ago, and it was like, because everyone was on lockdown or like quarantined in Wuhan province and that sort of stuff. They've got drones flying around, and when there's people out in public, the drones are yelling at people. They're yelling at people through microphones through the drones. Get back in your house.
But
then the footage cut out.
But then no one knows what they're saying.
No, they're saying it in Chinese.
Ah.
Yeah. Or they're saying there's subtitles under the drone. So, yeah.
Got ya. That subtitle screen.
I think it would make sense in China, talking to Chinese people, for them to probably say it in Chinese. So, because the video I watched had subtitles saying what it was in English.
Okay.
But but if there was a big lockdown, like realistically, even in your cupboard, even if you're not prepared, you could, if you went through all your food in the first 4 or 5 days or something like that, there might be like flour. You can mix flour with water and bake a basic bread.
Doesn't
You can,
appear to be.
well,
I'm not very prepared.
there'd be enough things in there that you could function with for at least a week or two. I'm sure you could.
There's paprika in there.
Yeah, you could eat that.
I've got a lot of protein powder.
Oh, perfect. You could have protein. See, you could have a protein shake.
shakes.
You could have a protein
Yeah.
shake a day or a couple a day. Like if you had to survive, like, there's a big difference between living like a king and actually surviving.
I'd be ripped too.
Exactly, it comes out. Everyone's like,
ripped.
"Oh, that coronavirus thing was hard." You just come out, and just flex, and your shirt bursts off. It'd be awesome.
What'd you do when you're locked down? Push-ups.
I sent the photo just to sort of digress a little. I don't know if you can really see it in the videos. You can kind of see it. Mitch's jersey's hanging up there. I'm going to take the camera over to show some people because it's actually quite good. But when I came into Mitch's house, he's got...
get a load of those G's as well.
Yeah, he's got some signed jerseys. He's got Brayton, Hanson, Reed and Faith.
Gavin Faith.
Yeah, they're all really, really good.
The G's or what?
The what? Oh, the boots.
A load of the G's? New G's?
New kicks. And,
Cheers, Marcus, your legend.
yeah, so when I came in... saw those there, and I took a photo of them, and I sent them to my brother, and I didn't say whose it was, and he's just written back, Mitch. I'm like, yeah. Who else would it be? Oh, that's good. Yeah, so, I think that's enough coronavirus talk. What else been happening?
Oh,
Now that we're basically finished this podcast.
Oh,
We've done
fuck it.
26 minutes.
Coronavirus edition.
The Coronavirus the musical.
Yeah, Coronavirus Works edition.
Let's just sing it. Yeah, Coronavirus Works edition. I like that.
I've got Corona, my Corona.
So, alright, well, I guess this has been the Coronavirus edition.
PSD Underwear do underwear.
They
And
do.
You can save 25% if you use the code Mitch2020 at the checkout
That sounds good.
at psdunderwear.com.au.
And when the guys at PSD Underwear, if they get coronavirus, they promise not to cough in your jocks before they send them to you.
Although, it's encouraged because we have doctors.
That's true. We don't have to worry about not having a clean glass of water. So, yeah. Oh,
That's right.
This has been fun.
All right,
Fun
get out of here.
coronavirus rate. I think it's funny how two completely
Unqualified idiots.
uneducated idiots,
Just gave you 26... Wait, how many minutes?
27 minutes.
27 minutes on the coronavirus pandemic.
Yeah.
Epidemic?
Yeah.
Pandemic.
And
What's the difference between a pandemic and an epidemic? Boom, there you go. You with that.
I think an epidemic is different to a pandemic.
Yes, different word.
Yeah. Alright, so next episode we'll talk about abortion.